found myself existing in a state of being where I was everything extending outward and nothing simultaneously. Hello, my friend. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Zach. I'm a mind, body, spirit coach, and I help you connect with your inner being. So if you didn't know, spirit is limitless. The source of all that is, was, and will be is limitless. I want to share some of my experiences with you, particularly as a quantum healing hypnosis practitioner, that have helped me understand this even more. In addition to that, I've had some very transcendent experiences myself that I'm about to share with you. The first situation I want to share with you is when I've already done a video about this. You can check it out right here. And all of a sudden, as I exhaled and then inhaled, my body and my consciousness expanded to as big as the house. I exhaled and I expanded and became my whole city. And I exhaled and I expanded and became my whole state. And I exhaled and I inhaled and I became the whole earth. And I exhaled and I inhaled and I became the whole Milky Way galaxy. And I kept doing this until I found myself existing in a state of being where I was everything extending outward and nothing simultaneously. I could feel myself, this paradox of being everything. I could feel myself as all creation, everything, as I sat in the middle of this beautiful, universal experience, feeling like I was in the center of all that was. And then I could feel myself as simultaneously nothing. I was 19. What a beautiful, profound experience. It helped me understand that everything is and is also nothing. This paradox of this limitless capacity of spirit, of source. So that was my first experience. My second experience happened later down the road when I was also meditating. Another very similar experience where I could feel myself extending outwardly as everything and simultaneously nothing. I've had a few of these experiences. What really started to also touch my heart was when I began quantum healing hypnosis technique with friends and family members, and I began to hear the same exact utterances from their inner beings, from their spiritual guides, multitudes of different spiritual entities, talking to us, giving them clarity about the limitless capacity of their heart. They constantly reiterated, whether that be a person's inner being, spiritual guides, council. I spoke with the council of ascended masters. All of them reiterated the same points, that in human form, we have the capacity to utilize the limitless spirit of Source, of God. If you're liking it so far, I would be so grateful and appreciative if you hit that subscribe button down below so that we can continue on this journey of spiritual awakening and manifesting together. I can't convince you through this video, but I can use my words until you have an experience of your own where you can identify with this. My suggestion, if you want to have your own personal experience, is to start meditating. That's probably the most conclusive way you're going to start to integrate this into your body and feel this and have these experiences. You can also do different types of hypnosis techniques. I prefer quantum healing hypnosis techniques simply because I'm a practitioner of it, and it seems to give these profound experiences to people that are asking these deep questions. Also, some people like to have plant medicine journeys. I'm not super opposed to that. I just know that plant medicine, just like the hypnosis, is a momentary awakening point. It's not an integrative awakening point. So when you do these different techniques, you then are going to have to meditate on them and mull them over and write about them until they integrate into your conscious mind. They deepen into your subconscious mind, and then they become your beliefs and your understanding and your knowing. But when we're here as co-creators in this physical reality, it's so pertinent that we understand that Source is limitless, and that Source, Spirit, God, does not ask you to just ask for a nickel, right? Reverend Ike says, if you're going to ask for a nickel, you might as well ask for a quarter in the same prayer. You don't have to waste your prayers, your earnest desires on just a little bit. The limitlessness of Source. Imagine Source, right? See it. Try to expand your mind as the encompassing umbrella of all things, physical and non-physical. That is Source. That is Spirit. That is God. And so when we can pound that into our subconscious and truly understand that, we can begin to ask earnestly from our hearts. We can begin to identify the desires, the true desires that are coming from our hearts, not the ones that are coming from our conditioned mind that other people have told us we want or that we need in order to be happy. We can have the true earnest desire of the heart, whether that means simply to be more connected with people. That could be your earnest desire. It could be to have money. It could be to have a home. It could be to have the partnership. It could be to have the friendships. It could be to have the health, the healing. Whatever the desire truly is, only you can identify that, but you have to be honest with yourself. And when you're honest with yourself, and you begin to understand, truly understand and feel and realize that God, that Source is limitless, then you can ask earnestly from the depths of your heart. And not only can you ask earnestly from the depths of your heart, but then you can begin to encompass that really, really hard process that we've been talking about in our lives lately, which is simply to surrender, which is simply to have faith, right? Faith and surrender go hand in hand. When we can ask earnestly, we know that we've done the work, right? We've meditated, we visualized, we've written, we feel the manifestation. Just on our fingertips, we can surrender and we can have faith that all things will align and guide us so that we can have the fulfillment of that deep heart desire. I like to look at Source as this infinite supply of goodness. And I, too, find myself thinking, well, what if I start taking more than my share? In an endless supply of goodness, we can never take more than our share. The asking from the depths of our heart causes the universe, causes Source as a whole to expand. And once that expansion has happened, once our inner beings have expanded to that new place, only we can keep ourselves from experiencing that new expanded place. Let's use a little drawing of an example. Little Zach right there, happy little Zach, smiling or just content, I'm content, asks for more health, right? We've been talking about I had this stent placement in my artery. So I'm asking for unlimited heart health. I'm asking for my cells to be functioning in the highest capacity. So I've asked for more health. What happens is we have this time gap between asking and manifestation. And so what happens is my inner being, my soul, expands and becomes the most healthy version of myself possible. So excited. Lightning bolts shooting through my head because I'm so excited. Lightning bolts shooting through oh my gosh, I'm so filled with joy. This inner being is existing in pure bliss and existing in pure joy. Little Zach now has to recognize consciously that soul Zach, that inner being Zach, is in this beautiful expanded place. And because we are unified, we are one. There is no separation, there is no gap. The only reason that I am not yet here is because I've not taken the emotional journey and I've not surrendered and had faith to be there. So we have to take the emotional guidance system, our EGS, that's Abraham's talk, right? So we understand when I'm experiencing joy, what that means is my thoughts are now in direct alignment with my inner being, with Source. If I'm feeling fear, if I'm feeling anger, my thoughts are right now not in alignment with how my inner being is living. So in order for us to just create this new experience, to co-create, to manifest, right, to bring into physical reality from non-physical reality where our inner beings and our Source exists, all we have to do is take that emotional journey and we have to surrender and have faith. Right? That's all that is required. And through surrender and faith, we will be guided to take the steps necessary. But this video is not about that. This video is simply about changing our mindset so that we can understand that Spirit is limitless, that God, that Source is limitless. The Creator of all things continually expands. When I was under hypnosis and I was talking to the Council of 11, who were the Council of Ascended Masters, including Archangel Michael, Yeshua, Sophia, many others, Melchizedek, and the practitioner was saying, well, what happens when we get to that state of awareness? And they said, we will continually grow and expand. We will continually grow and expand. Even when you're at that place of you think is absolute perfection, when you've achieved this state of enlightenment in this being, in this physical reality, there is still new, beautiful journeys to take. There is still more growth to be had. There is still more contrast, and then there is still more expansion from the contrast. Little Zach had a health problem, had a health scare. There's a lot of contrast. He asked automatically for more health, where inner being Zach is experiencing complete, utter joy and health and vigor and vitality. And the only reason I am not in this physical body experiencing completely what my inner being is experiencing is because I'm not taking that mental journey, and I'm not reminding myself that my inner being, the journey of this physical reality, is to allow myself to continually expand. Spirit is limitless. It is eternal. It will continually expand. As we remember that, as we remind ourselves of that, and we truly start to integrate that into our hearts, what ends up happening is that, voila, we are back in this place of pure joy. And once we get to this place, guess what happens? We're in a new position where we can create new and exciting manifestations, right? We're going to continually expand. So it's a constant journey of us playing catch up to where our inner beings are constantly expanding, because spirit is limitless. You have every right to ask from the depths of your heart. You have every right. You are worthy to receive and to ask, right? To ask and to receive. You are worthy. You do not have to hide your true desires. If you truly desire that beautiful partnership, that beautiful relationship, you deserve that. And your inner being is in that place. Hence the reason, once you've expanded, your inner being is never going to go backwards. So your inner being is going to be in that beautiful expanded place of experiencing this perfect relationship, and the only reason you're not experiencing it is because you refuse to play catch up. Your inner being is never going to join you. That's the problem. That's the hard part with this. Our inner beings are never going to join us in despair and hopelessness and fear. Our inner beings are always going to call us forward. And as our inner beings continue to expand and we refuse to play catch up, we feel bad. We feel disconnected. We feel fear. We feel depression. I know I experienced that a little while ago. You can check out our live video, which I did right here, talking about that. But that is the key, my friends. Remember. Remind yourself. Use your mantra. Spirit is limitless. I am allowed to ask from the depths of my heart, and I am worthy of the manifestation. It's just my place, my part, to play a little catch up while I'm receiving the grace from my inner being, from my spiritual guides, who are always acknowledging me, always taking care of me, always calling me forward. I just have to take those steps forward, right? They're oftentimes, 99% of the time, just an emotional journey. You don't have to take the physical steps. You will be inspired to take the physical steps. You just have to take the emotional journey. And the emotional journey starts with the thoughts that we think. All right. I love you so much. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, check out this one. I think it'll really help you on your spiritual awakening and manifestational journey. And until I see you next time, my friends, be well. I love you. You are safe. You are worthy. You are protected, and you are loved. You are safe. You are loved. You are protected, and you are worthy. That is the message from the council, from me to you. Remember that. Use that as your mantra. Be well. I love you guys. Bye. Your inner being loves you.